There are a lot of good reasons to own a rental property. Did you know there are more millionaires made from real estate investments than any other type of investment?
That's because you're leveraging other people's money. Having a little extra cash flow at the end of the month is the best type of passive income. Who wouldn't want that?
Right? It sounds like a no-brainer, but a lot of people are scared by the horror stories they hear. Remember Kevin and Karen?
Yeah, if only more people knew just how easy it can be with the hassle-free landlord program.
Right?
Kevin and Karen were so pumped when they bought that first rental property. It looked like such a great deal. 2 suites already rented out, great location, the house looked good, and then the main renter got transferred, so they had a vacant suite to rent. But it was in a bit of an upscale area, so it took, 4 months to get it back to being rented? Yeah, with a loss of about $6,000 in rental income. Luckily, they had some extra savings to fall back on. Isn't that about the time the furnace quit? And of course, the tenants called them on a Sunday evening, so it took a bunch of phone calls and cost twice as much as normal. That was a $750 bill for emergency service. Then the other tenants' check bounced. They had been laid off and they were having their own money problems. They ended up moving out in the middle of the night and stiffed them on the last few months' rent, even though they agreed to work with them. They never did get that last 2 months' rent. The final straw was 3 months later when the roof started leaking. The tenants didn't mention it until there was a bunch of water damage to the upstairs bedroom. That repair cost them about, $6,000? They ended up having to sell just because they couldn't keep up the mortgage payments anymore. They ended up losing about $14,000.
I hear a lot of horror stories like that. That's why we created the Hassle-Free Landlord Program. The Hassle-Free Landlord Program was invented because we listened to people and their concerns. They didn't want anything to do with tenants and toilets, but they love the idea of cash flow.
We'll move over savings accounts. That's how we've helped hundreds of everyday people create truly passive income through real estate. Let's tell everyone how it works.
Epic has access to an inventory of amazing cash flowing rental properties. Just like any other real estate purchase, as a hassle-free landlord, you purchase the property with a 20% down payment and then mortgage the other 80%. Now, instead of hunting for tenants, you lease the property to Epic for 2 years. In fact, we become your tenant. So that means Epic is responsible for paying you the rent. And the rent we pay will provide a consistent net monthly cash flow, equivalent to a fixed rate of return on your down payment. Ready for the best part? During those 2 years, while Epic is your tenant, we are contractually obligated to cover all of the costs of running and maintaining the property.
What if the furnace breaks or the roof blows off?
Epic pays for it. You get your monthly rent no matter what.
What if there's a vacancy?
Epic covers it. You get your monthly rent no matter what.
What if the tenant doesn't pay rent to Epic?
Epic still covers it. You will get your monthly rent.
Okay, what if aliens invade and there's a zombie apocalypse?
Look, no matter what happens, Epic is obligated to pay the monthly rent. As the owner of the property, your only job would be to sit back and have that cash hit your account from your rent.
That sounds great, but people are probably wondering how come no one else is doing this?
No one else is offering the Hassle-Free Landlord Program because no one has the teams, the systems, and the boots on the ground with the experience that we have to offer. We have professionals, we have tradespeople, accountants, lawyers, mortgage brokers, and all kinds of staff that anyone coming into our program would need. We manage over $65 million in real estate and have almost 400 properties. We know what we're doing, and we take advantage of the economies of scale.
Cool, but why wouldn't I just hire a property management company? Wouldn't that be the same thing?
Not at all. We are nothing like a property management company. In a property management company, you still have to pay the repairs. You also have to pay them a percentage of your rent if they're even collecting rent. If the property is vacant, you're making nothing on that property. That is why a property management company is nothing like us. Do they pay for your maintenance and repairs? Do they cover your vacancy costs? No, they don't. With Epic, we literally are your tenant. So we go into a partnership with you. By doing this partnership, we're able to cover all those costs. We pay you rent at the beginning of every month, whether there's a tenant actually living there or not. If the furnace blows up, it's on us to pay for it, not you.
So you see, we don't just charge a management fee like a property management company. We actually take a lot of the risk. So the owner of the property, that's you, doesn't have to. We really are your partners in this.
Right? Exactly. It's so true. We are your absolute partners.
Cool. So I understand it's a 2-year term. What happens at the end of that 2 years?
It is. It's a 2-year term, and that's a great point. At the end of those 2 years, our investment partners have 3 amazing options. Option 1 is easy. It's just a renewal. Option 2 is we're your built-in buyer. Option 3 is a creative exit strategy where you can buy us out of the contracts. So with option 1, it's really easy. All we would do is renew the contracts and do everything again for a 2-year term. Basically, you would pick option 1 if you like that the money has just showed up in your account and you've had nothing to do with this property. Option 2 is basically we're your built-in buyer. So if you need your down payment funds back because you're moving to the Cayman Islands, that's why you would pick option 2, and we're gonna buy it off you for the same price that you paid for it. With option 3, if the market does an adjustment and goes the other direction, meaning that property increases, remember you own it, so you can buy us out of the contracts. It's really that simple. So you see, unlike a mutual fund or even a rental unit you buy yourself, you will know exactly how you can exit the deal even before you start. You never have to worry about the housing market or watch the stock exchange or listen to boring financial news. You just keep on doing the things you like to do, secure in knowing that no matter what happens, you have a profitable, cash flowing asset in your portfolio.
Okay, let's be very clear and get this straight. If I were to get involved in the Hassle-Free Landlord program, I would own the property and Epic Alliance becomes my tenant?
Absolutely.
Epic Alliance pays me rent every month and takes care of any problems that arise with the property?
You betcha.
And Epic pays for anything that has to be done? As the owner, I don't have to worry about that?
Right on.
So I always get the same amount of cash flow every month, no matter what?
Bang on.
And I don't have to do anything?
Amazing, right? Now, doesn't that just give you peace of mind?
Wait. What if I live thousands of miles away in a completely different city from the property? How does that work?
It doesn't matter where you live. We have clients from all over that have never seen their rental property. Remember, Epic Alliance Inc. takes care of everything. It doesn't matter where you live. Your property is being looked after by us and our team and a bunch of professionals. Most of our clients have never set foot in their rental properties. That's our job. We're the active side. This is for people who truly want a passive income, a passive investment opportunity. I'll say it again. You don't have to do anything. We do all the heavy lifting.
This sounds like a no-brainer if you truly want passive investment income. So what should someone do if they want to learn more?
It's so simple. Just click the link and book a discovery call with one of our program specialists. They will walk you through all of the available options of product and what will suit your financial vision best. But in the meantime, don't just take our word for it. Listen to what our customers think about their properties and the passive income they have been earning.
Yeah, so I got into the Hassle-Free Landlord program because, of course, I know Alyssa and Rochelle and I know what they're capable of and how they're just going to make everything happen. So I wanted more, the reason we got into it is I wanted more rental properties and my husband didn't because he has to do all the work for it and he preferred not to. So this was a great way for me to get more property and he didn't have to be involved or have anything to do with it, which made him happy as well. So we just get our payments every month. They go straight into our bank account. They pay all of the expenses of the house, the mortgage, principal, interest, and taxes. Plus then on top of that, it pays us out our return every month. So we're very happy with that. And the only time I ever have to think about the Hassle-Free Landlord program is just at renewal time, to give them my numbers to make sure that everything is equal and to renew the bank. So it's worked out wonderfully for us.
How did you hear about the Hassle-Free Landlord program?
Heard about it through a family friend, Brenda, that she knew you guys previously, and it was when you were acquiring the property. So I don't even think it had started yet. It was just, she kind of told us about it.
Yeah, so she told us about it, and then she told us what the networking nights that Epic has, so we decided to check one out, and lo and behold, we heard about the Hassle-Free Landlord opportunity, yeah.
Awesome. Has this opportunity been a true passive investment?
Yeah, it certainly has. I mean, it's kind of funny actually. I actually kind of forget that we own this house sometimes because
we haven't heard about it since we...
Exactly. If it wasn't for the key on our key hook and the tax notice you get once a year, you really have nothing to do with the house. You kind of honestly forget that you actually own it.
The only work that we had to do was really apply for the mortgage and get that all taken care of, and then it's been passive ever since.
How long have you been part of the Hassle-Free Landlord program?
Year and a half.
Okay.
So that'll be 2 years in June.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How many properties do you own through the program?
We currently own one, and would look to do more in the future, but yeah, we currently have one.
Great. Did you own any rental properties before joining the program? If yes, what did you like or not like about owning a rental property?
Yeah, before joining the program, we still have one rental property in Prince Albert, and it's been really good for us. We've owned it for about 4 years. Probably the thing we like the most about it is it's kind of a powerful thing, you know, owning a rental property. You got somebody else paying your mortgage, and you're able to put a little extra change in your pocket every month. So we really like that. That aspect of it. I think probably the part we dislike the most is just
the uncertainty of tenants. I think like that they can leave, they can move out, and then you have to scramble to find new tenants. That's me anyway. That's the part I probably don't like.
For me, it's like not, you know, when it's minus 30, like wondering if you're gonna get that text or that phone call.
Yeah.
You know,
which we've gotten.
And we've been lucky we haven't had that, but it's still always in the back of your mind that when you've got that rental property, that responsibility falls on you.
We have actually had that happen with the first, but once.
Okay, no. What were your thoughts when you first heard about this opportunity?
I remember actually thinking, because like I said, we heard about it from a friend of ours, and I remember thinking how it was very ambitious of you guys and how cool it would be to have these 27, I believe that was the original number that you guys had. I remember thinking, oh, that's so cool for you guys. Not thinking of ever actually buying one. It was always just like, I remember thinking of, that's so great for you guys.
She was definitely more excited than I was. I think I'm like the skeptical one in the relationship, so I was sort of like, oh, it sounds really good on paper, but we'll see, right? So, but we went and checked it out, and I think the one thing is
we learned more about it.
We learned more about it, but like the program really delivered. I mean, as soon as you see that first rent check go in your account that first month, you're a total believer. We were totally sold.
Awesome. Sorry. What are your thoughts about the program now that you're a part of it?
I really enjoy it. I have nothing but really good things to say. We often tell people about when we don't forget that we have another rental property. But yeah, we often have told lots of family and friends about it because it is so passive and nobody wants to deal with tenants, and it's such a good way to have a revenue property and not actually do anything about it. So it's been very positive for us.
I think it exceeded my expectations for sure. Like I said, you know, once you see that first rent check go into your account that month, and then every month you don't even have to worry about it. The money's there. It's fantastic. Yeah.
How would you rate this program on a scale from 1 to 10?
I would rate this program as a 10. Personally, it's delivered everything that was expected. It surpassed our expectations. and yeah, it's been very passive, especially with our situation. We have 2 young kids and wanted to acquire more rental properties. It's been a good way for us to acquire a property and not have to do anything about it.
Yeah, just adding on to what she was saying, like I think one of the reasons we got into it was we were having a second child, we wanted to acquire another rental property, and the fact that this was completely passive, that's what Epic advertised, and they delivered 100%, so I definitely give it a 10.
I've been a part of the Hassle-Free Landlord program for 2 years, and it has truly been hassle-free from the very beginning. Just over a year into the program, we had the unfortunate experience of having the house we own burned down. Epic continued to deliver on the promise to make the entire experience hassle-free, even within this unique experience. Within minutes of receiving the call from the fire department, I was contacted by Epic and reassured that everything would be taken care of. Once I gave the necessary authorization for Epic to handle things on my behalf, I only needed to be involved as much as I wanted to. I even continued to receive monthly payments without interruption, even though the house obviously couldn't be lived in. What could have been an immensely stressful situation was quite literally hassle-free. Based on this experience, I would definitely recommend this program to anyone interested in investing in a rental property, but is concerned about the time and effort necessary to actually earn the returns. This program is definitely worth a try. Thanks to Epic for truly a hassle-free experience.
We like it very much. We have been involved in numerous investment streams over the years, and we have found that this is most compatible with the goals that we are seeking in terms of investments, particularly at our age.
So what kind of goals do you have at this age of point?
Well, primarily wealth protection and to maximize return on investment.
So do you think this hassle-free landlord program is allowing you to meet those goals?
We've been involved with it for now. It'll be coming on to 2 years this spring. And yeah, we've been very happy with it. This is the first investment program that we've been involved in that I have felt very comfortable with.
So do you have any other real estate investments right now?
No, we don't. We were involved in mutual fund investments primarily, just through the advice of our financial advisor, and we were really not happy with the results we were getting. And we were fed a lot of what we thought was poor information.
Okay. From your mutual fund advisor?
Yes.
How do you like Rochelle and Elisa?
We really enjoy working with them. We find them easy to deal with. They're honest people. We've had no issues. We're happy with them, and we're happy to recommend the program to other people, just because from our perspective it has worked so well.
And how many properties do you own through the hassle-free landlord program?
What do we have now?
We have three rental homes with a total of 10 units in the Hassle-Free Landlord program. And we find that it gives us a steady stream of income throughout the year where we can pay for a wedding, go on a trip. That money is available to us as a result of strong investments that we've done with Rochelle and Elisa in the Epic Alliance.
So when you first heard about this program through Keyspire, what were your thoughts on it? Like,
Well, I guess
what is this? Does this exist?
typically because we weren't familiar with it, we were a little leery about it, but we were interested in pursuing and finding out more information on it.
We told them more than once, this is too good to be true. And they said, yeah, we get what you're saying, but it really does work. And it has worked for us.
How will you scale this program out of 10? 10 being the maximum.
I would give it a 9.
Oh, come on, 9.5.
I would give it a 9. Nothing's a 10.
Perfect.
One other question. So, as far as being a hassle-free landlord investor, how have you interacted with that? Like, have you guys had any hassles that have come up from owning these properties? To be truthful.
As far as hassles with the Hassle-Free Landlord, on 2 of our properties, properties, other than discussing, you know, what's going on with them once or twice a year with Rochelle or Elisa. We've had no interactions about it. We did have a little bit of a startup problem with a different property, and other than me getting cranky at the end and saying, look, I'm the one who owns the property, I'm the one with the lawyer, let me talk to this individual. And within days, the problem was solved. So, I mean, literally, very little concerns. It was dealt with very quickly, and that was my choice to do it. It was not Rochelle and Elisa asking me to step in. I just got annoyed.